Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Little Miss Sociopath. And this is a new dark comedy coming your way from writer-director Miv Evans. And this film focuses on Jenny Tran's Clementine, who winds up in a situation with her stepmother, and she's unbearable. And you have Clementine who just wants to move on with her life, developing this relationship with Brendan Michael Coughlin's Adam, and she takes some drastic measures to resolve said issue and winds up opening up this home for the elderly and trying to steal their money. And this is an interesting film in terms of how this all plays out. Now, from a filmmaking standpoint, this definitely has a fun, playful tone to it, and that works well for the story. And it has, it never feels like the movie's getting dark from, a visual standpoint or anything like that. But it certainly has some, darker elements, because, not everybody makes it out okay in this one. And it's an interesting way of going about this bright, very, sunny kind of look to the film and having these darker elements underneath. There are certainly elements of the filmmaking that feels like it struggles because, this movie was not made with a whole lot of money, and you can tell that, but there's certain little details like somebody's talking in the other room, but it sounds like they're in this space because the sound mixing, something just doesn't sound right. And those little things will stick out. It might distract you for a little bit. But overall, I think Jenny Tran does a great job of really anchoring this film down. I think she gives a really committed performance. This does lean into a lot of headcanon narration from Tran's character, Clementine, for us to really understand what's going on in her head. And that's not exactly the best in terms of to lean too heavily on in a film that's supposed to be more of a visual medium, but I think Tran sells it well, and we oddly feel for her, but then you're just whoa, lady, you're doing some dark, messed up stuff. And I think it's the struggle, because she's struggling between these two states in terms of being a functioning, caring human being. And, she develops some kinds of nice dynamics with these elderly people who wind up moving into this home. There's a few, loose thread elements of the story with some extra characters that don't feel like they really add a whole lot to the experience. But it is interesting as we see the conflicts really building with her and then Adam, and then with the elderly folks in this new home that she creates. And this takes some twists and turns along the way, some of them quite unexpected. It keeps you on your toes a bit. It has a good sense of humor. Not all of it's lands. The stepmother, I think, is a little over the top in terms of it's just unrelenting in terms of how obnoxious and annoying she is. But there's some clever elements. There's a nice, dark sense of humor threaded throughout the film. And I think, like I mentioned, Tran gives a really good performance that we can get behind and want to go on this journey with her. But those are my thoughts on Little Miss Sociopath. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.